Boy, everybody. So by now, you should know that Finblox reduced their withdrawal to 500 and max of 1,500 per month. Now this is because they cited exposure to 3AC and they are working to solve the problem. So people were concerned and I went looking around and I found this Reddit post where the OP did a very thorough analysis on the Finblox wallet. So he gave a breakdown on the deposit wallet and the withdrawal wallet and also managed to find out the possible exposure to 3AC. Now, although these are estimate, right, they are still very impressive, especially when the OP cited that they have, or at least he have zero experience prior to this. So I actually reached out to him wanting to find out more, like how he got started and what was the process like. So in this video, you will find the interview. It has been edited to shorter, like around 40 minutes. So I also make the chapter marker on YouTube so that you can jump around if you like. I hope you enjoy the interview and learn something from it. Now let's get started.
Yeah, let me do a quick introduction. So I had some of my funds with Finblox already for like 8 weeks. Happily, I share my funds with a numerous amount of platforms as I was working in risk management before. So I always learned that I have to diversify my funding. So I did with Finblox too. But what really got me quick started is I wanted to do, the day before they limited withdrawals to $500 value a day, I actually withdrew some amounts because there was a lot of rumor already ongoing that Three Arrow Capital was becoming insolvent, and that Three Arrow Capital is closely related to Finblox. So I was like, maybe I should withdraw all of my funds, but actually I didn't do it. I did to a part on June 15, and then on June 16 they limited the withdrawals. So I was like, maybe I should make something good out of this, even if I don't get my money back, if I don't get any money back after this. So what I did do to start my analysis, we deposited amounts ourselves, and there's basically two options when we deposit. We either deposit it straight from an exchange, or we deposit it where you can still, with most exchanges, you can still see the transaction ID. So when you have the transaction ID, you can still see, for example, if your funding is coming from Binance, you can still see, oh, my funding is coming from the Binance hot wallet and is going to a particular address. For me, it was even more easy because I funded Finblox from my MetaMask wallet. So I just go to my MetaMask Explorer and I'm checking there. Okay, I put it this funding to a particular wallet, which was the wallet ID again, and that was this, not this wallet. It was a wallet before this wallet, running before this wallet. So what does that mean? I will start with the deposit wallet a little bit and then go back to the withdrawal wallet. It basically means how all these platforms works. This is the same for FTX, for Binance, for Finblox, for Celsius, and so on. What they do, they create a unique address for you. That's your deposit wallet. That's a unique address. And all funding coming in that particular deposit wallet is considered your deposit. But from there, it is impossible for a platform like Finblox to keep up with all the unique wallets of all the different users. So what they do from that particular wallet, they basically send, and I can share you how that looks like. They basically, this is the wallet, the hot wallet of Finblox. So what I did actually to find out that this is the particular real wallet, because this is not the wallet where our money was going to initially, I went to the inflow of my own transaction. I won't show my own transaction right now because then I'm revealing also my MetaMask wallet address, of course. But what I did, I went to the outflow of my own wallet. Let's say this is my particular address with Finblox. So I went to the outflow and I was checking to the outflow which was the receiver of my funds. And then there is one address in my funding, and every one of our viewers or listeners can check for themselves. Go to your unique wallet address with Finblox and then go to the outflow site in this particular website. This is a beautiful website, Bitquery.io. It really helps. It's even more easy than most others around to do this kind of research. And then you look at the receiver side and you will see that all your fundings which you deposited at Finblox were going to one particular address on the receiver side. So that's how I basically found the hot deposit wallet of Finblox. And yes, if you have any questions, just please ask, because I will keep talking forever.
So this part I'd like to clarify. So like each one of us, like I also have a Finblox. So my deposit will have a unique address, but once it is in that unique address, it will then move to this FA9E, right? This is where they consolidate all their
that's why we bring it all together. Yes.
And through the inflow outflow is how you find out about this FA9E. Oh,
yes.
Wow.
And how do you know this is an important wallet, like a main wallet? That's what when you go to Explorer like this, Explorer Bitquery, it's not only showing you the current amounts which are with this wallet, but when you click, don't forget to change the date range, because it's changing back time to the last week or something. So I changed it to the last 2 years in full, as you can see, January 1 until December 31. What you can see here is actually there was a lot of inflow. For example, there was over 27 million of USDCs, and there was an outflow of 21 million USDC. This already tells us that at the current moment there is around 6 million USDC there. But there is other ways to find out how many funding is there still in this wallet. A better website for this. But this at least tells us that there is a lot of funding incoming from a numerous amount of addresses. And there's also a lot of funding going out on the send side. So a few other people who were involved with Finblox, they all shared with me that indeed their deposits were also going to this particular address. So first to their unique address with Finblox, and then it was automatically forwarded within minutes to this particular hot wallet. That's basically how I found hot wallet. Then the withdrawal wallet. There is a possibility that the deposit wallet is also used for withdrawals. I have seen platforms that are doing that, but to make more easy the management of a company like Finblox, and also more safe, of course, I think most platforms actually separate these. So how do we find a withdrawal wallet, which is this particular address I'm gonna open now? It's the D20. Let's call it D20, just the last 3 numbers. Because we all withdraw funding, right? Last weeks from Finblox. At least I think most of us did the $500 value a day. So when you initiate a transaction, and for me, I initiated the transaction to my MetaWask wallet. I just basically go to my MetaWask wallet. I can even put my MetaWask wallet here. It's a unique address like this. And then I go to my MetaWask wallet and I go to the inflow side. And then I see, $500 USDC is arriving in my MetaWask wallet, and it's coming from this particular address. And then the address, what was there was a D20. So I open this D20 address in Bitquery again, and indeed I see there is a lot of funding flowing through this wallet. What's even more interesting, when I go to the outflow of this wallet, it's even more easy to confirm this is the withdrawal wallet of Finblox, is when you go to the outflow side, what we see here is even up to like right now, because this is UTC +0 timing. So this is actually 25 minutes ago. That's the last transaction initiated. We see that all the time around these $500 values are being withdrawn, which is the cap daily limit of users. So that's where we see it's keep going. That's how we know for sure this is the real withdrawal wallet of Finblox. So that's basically the start of this journey. We know now the deposit wallet. We know now the withdrawal wallet. We have to make one important note. This kind of wallet is only used, and I can show you that more easy when we show the current value of the wallet. There is different websites for this. I prefer Depeg, but you always have Zapper and A-Board. That's basically the top 3. I will show them all right now. You have Zapper.fi, you have A-Board.finance, and you have Depeg.com. This is my top 3 already for a very long time to analyze how much funding is in a certain wallet, because it gives you a really quick and great overview. So what we see here, for example, there is in the deposit wallet right now 9.4 million USD value around. And of course, this is an ETA chain. I don't know how you say such things, but it's a kind of ETA chains wallet. So we only will see here tokens related to ETA layer 2 chains, which is also AVAX, for example, Avalanche, and USDT and BUSD and USDC. But for example, it is not Solana or Bitcoin because they have their own chain. So this is actually Solana wallet I added today, and this is Bitcoin wallet we can also talk about later. This is the Bitcoin main wallet of the Finblox team. But we will focus on the ATL layer 2 chains because what we see clearly is that most funding in Finblox is within this area, and actually most people seem to come from for USDC. So by far most funding was there in USDC. I guess people like the rate, which was 15% before and then 12%. So what I did, I started analyzing the outflow of the wallet. First, I did it like this. Actually, I just went to the sender side of this A9E wallet and then see what is the large transaction values, like the 520,000K, 300,000K, and so on. But then I found out there is something really interesting. Let me see where I even mentioned that. It's called Sankey. Yes. It's basically this. So you go to the money flow part. So I will do here together. I take the deposit wallet. I will put it here in the top bar. Oh, there's some white spacing. Then you go to money flow. That's a really interesting preview feature. And you put this again. You have to do all the time on long period of time. And then I went to USDC, because I know that's where the money is in. And then basically what we have here is in this Sankey diagram. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I will call it Sankey diagram. You will see from which wallets. This is like the inbound side. We're still talking here about the deposit wallet, A9E. And some is laying around. That's here in the wallet. And some is going to the outside world. So what I basically just started doing, it's ordered from large to small. I just started with this first address. This first address we see is ending on FE6. So I want to know, okay, most of the funding, not like a majority, but the largest amount, 4.4 million USDC were going to FE6 wallet. Let's start my analysis there. That's what I basically did. It was based on this Sankey diagram here. You see how quick I did it. So let me see what this wallet is about, because I wrote it down for sure. Here it's on number 5. Actually, it make it on the list on 5. I changed the list a few times. I call it here a Binance wallet. How do I know that it's a Binance wallet? To the outflow of this wallet again. And I was checking where is the funding going through from there. From this
the
wallet.
receiver name, right? Like Binance 14.
Name. So what we see here is that basically all the funding is going to a hot wallet of Binance. Binance hot wallet number 14 is it labeled. All of it. It's either USDC, it's either X, it's either Matic, it does USDT, it doesn't matter, it's all going there. And when you will analyze inflow and outflow, you will see that it's almost straightforward going there. So it's coming in and it's going out. So like I mentioned, we all have our unique address with an exchange or a Finblox platform. That's how the platform recognizes it's our funding, because it's going to our unique address. But from there, they will almost immediately send it to their main hot wallet where all the funding comes together. You see, even with the USDT, even the 55 pennies, they send straight to a new address. So this already tells me that the next wallet in line is Binance. So that basically means that this first wallet is the Binance deposit wallet of the team. So that's what we found out so far. So we now know when we do a calculation how much money was going there to. If we sum this up, this all inflow together, we can sum up that 5.2 million USD value around. This is my sum up result. Went to Binance Exchange. Is there anything you want me to touch upon?
Yeah, I think number 4 and number 6 will be very interesting.
Okay, let me start with number 4. So like we did with number 5, the Binance wallet, I also mentioned that there is 2 addresses. This is this address. One of these addresses, it's ending on A6, and DD is already here in the top list probably. Yeah, here is A6, for example, and here is DD. You see, that's basically number 6
in
and
the top
number
10, right? Yeah.
Yes, it's the top 10. So I analyzed all of them, and at a certain moment I came to this particular address, which is A6, and this is DD. So I analyzed these 2 wallets, and indeed they are empty at the moment, but that's typical behavior of a deposit wallet with, like I explained before. So I analyzed the outflow, and I saw, like the same with Binance, basically the flow of these 2 accounts were going to the well-known, not by me, but just by the internet already before, to an FTX wallet. I can show you really quick here. Yeah, this is quite irritating. You have to do again and again.
Yeah.
So I went to the outflow, like I just mentioned, and I see everything is going to a well-known wallet of FTX. That's the moment actually I knew, okay, this is the deposit wallet of the Finblox team with FTX. And interestingly enough, they have 2 of these accounts. The first thing what was really striking me, I went to these wallets, actually these deposit wallets, and I was checking if there is any funding coming from somewhere else. What we would expect here is that FTX wallets from the Finblox team, the FTX exchange wallets, are only funded by the deposit wallet of the Finblox team. But interestingly enough, when I went to the row, I just go to the receive side. That's the site that we can do on various platforms, but I was using Zapper.fi at that particular moment, but you could also use Bitquery and so on. So I was checking the receiving side, and I was expecting only the 9E, the A9E address, which is the deposit wallet of Finblox team. But then I saw other wallet addresses too. It's BA4, and there is even BE6D, which are dropping like 42,000K and immediately being sent to the main wallet of FTX. So I was digging into these wallets. Where are these wallets? And when I dig in this wallet, I can show you transaction. I just go to the Etherscan again. What you see here, I already just click to the transaction from here, basically. So I open a transaction and I open it here in a new tab. I see here the 2 address. That's the FTX deposit wallet. We knew already about the 8A6, and then there is the from side, and there it starts really interesting. I see it's from a main wallet of Block 4. So what do we learn at this moment? We do learn at this moment that from BlockFi, funding is coming to FTX exchange of the Finblox team. That basically probably means that there is user funding with BlockFi, with the BlockFi platform, which is very interesting because it's a competitor of right, of Finblox. And when I go to this wallet, this is at even more large transactions. There's multiple millions, the BE4. So I open that through, and guess what? Nexo 2. It's a really large wallet of the Nexo platform. That's how I learned that there is Nexo and BlockFi funding involved with Finblox. So I did some more analysis. I was like, maybe what if this FTX address is like, that is a really large user wallet that is basically withdrawing money. But like I mentioned here, that's not possible because of 2 reasons. First, all the withdrawing takes place via the withdrawal wallet, not via the deposit wallet. And next to that, I digged into the transactions with the second wallet, and I just go to the transaction, and I see a very interesting transaction, which was happening in October last year. There was around 100,000 USDC coming into this wallet. That's the 2 side, and it was from Circle. And this is the Circle Treasury Fund, where basically new USDC is created if someone is putting in fresh real dollars. Yes, press real dollars. And as most of us will understand and maybe know already, not every end user can go to the can initiate a transaction with the real Circle treasury fund. You have to be enterprise. You have to be a large kind of organization to do so. So that's another reason we know that these two FTX deposit accounts are really something and are not just an end user. So then I basically sum up 3 options. I say it is possible, of course, that these 2 FTX wallets are owned by a counterparty. This could be 3 Arrow Capital, like saying, hey, Finblox, we need funding. We have FTX account. We do know already that 3 Arrow Capital did a lot of transactions with FTX platform. That was basically their main platform. When you search for that on Twitter, you will see there's many evidence for that. So it is possible this is 1 or 2 of them are FTX addresses, and they receive funds from both Finblox, Blockfi, and Nexo. It's also possible that these platforms, Blockfi, Nexo, and Finblox, share an account with FTX exchange because they do a lot of transactions, and the more transactions you do, you go to a higher tier or a lower tier, and then you pay less transaction costs, right? Depending on how many transactions you perform every month. But I was thinking about this, and actually why I thought A and B are not the case is that is because number 6, we will talk about in a minute, we found another address of 3 Arrow Capital. And also this doesn't look probable to me because Nexo and Blockfi, they're so large accounts, and let's be honest, the real money flow to these 2 FTX addresses, it's not like really large. It would be strange if there is coming in like 20 or 30 million or more comparing to the total deposit of Finblox. But if we consider that in total only 4.6 million went to these 2 wallets comparing to the older amounts, that really makes sense. It's only Finblox, right? It's all 4, 5, 3.7, 4, 6, 5, 3.2 with 3 Arrow. They really keep it between 3 and 5 million, the Finblox. So I thought it's most probably Finblox provided our funds to Blockfi and Nexo. I didn't mention the full names because then your posts get deleted automatically on Reddit. That's why I write it down like this. So that is most probably, to me, it's number C. That's basically number 4.
Yeah, so number 6 will be another interesting one that I was trying to guess.
Yes, okay, let's see. What I did see is when doing with the Sankey diagram I showed before, I came to these transactions at a certain moment. They're like number 10 in the list or something. And at a certain moments, I was about to analyze this particular wallet. Because what we see here is that there is around, I did already the sum, like 3.2 million of USDC value, including the Singapore dollars, including them, and a little bit Ethereum, only 1 actually. That counts for 3.2 million is sent from the deposit wallet of the Finblox team to this particular address which ends with 914. When I go to the address with 914, what's interesting is this is the 914 address. There is still 22. This is changing, of course, because we're talking about we are talking about tokens which are changing in value all the time. It's not only USDC. I see there is still money laying around in this wallet, 222K. And we, like I just mentioned, we learned already, this could be not a deposit wallet with an exchange or another platform, because if it would be a deposit wallet, probably it's already emptied, right? The platform empties these wallets all the time. And even what we see, there's even money there's even funding with certain applications like the Banker Joe application on the Avalanche network and MStable and so on and so on. So, and there's even claimable amount. They definitely don't look at deposit wallet. There is a lot going in here, a lot of DeFi kind of transactions. But at this moment, I see also it's not a particularly new wallet. We don't know what wallet this is. Then I started, again, the same I did with everything else. I started analyzing the outflow of this wallet. So we go to the sender side is 914. That's in the URL here. And the receiver side is the biggest receiver. How did we find the biggest receiver? I just did do the Sankey diagram with this particular wallet. So we go to 914, we go to money flow, and we go really kick to Sankey again. And then we will find out that this particular wallet, that's what you can find out. There is a lot of funding is going to Bay3. So the first thing I do, it's going to Bay3. I Google basically this wallet, right? That's the first thing I do. So I go to Google and I Google this wallet. Guess what? This is my happy moment on like Friday or Saturday when I was doing this analysis. I was putting a lot of unique addresses in Google, and most of them came up with almost 0. And then finally, I just copy this address. I just drop it in Google, see what's going on, and you immediately see what's going on. So what we have seen, there is a wallet upfront. That's this wallet, 914. And from this wallet, a lot of funding is sent to a main wallet of 3 Arrow Capital. So first I checked how much funding is going from 914 to the main wallet of 3 Arrows Capital. And that is basically 8 million USDC, as you can see here. But before, that's 8 million. That sounds bad for us, 8 million. But what we also know is that only 3.2 million of Finblox went to the wallet before. That's this wallet. So when I look at the inflow of this wallet, I see that there is quite some addresses providing funding to this wallet. It's probably not just Finblox, it's other parties too. So when you look at the inflow of this wallet, of course, 971, that's the Finblox wallet. That's what we know already. But there is also coming from FTX exchange. There's coming funding. There's a lot of funding coming from an MUSD compound vault. That's like 8 million around when you calculate. So at this particular moment, and I also write it down here, I see there is a peer-to-peer transfer. I did some analytics on of 8 million compound USD, but I did some more analytics on the wallet, like particularly the dates. And what we have learned in the media so far is that 3 Arrow Capitals lost most of its money with the UST Luna drama, and that they did some kind of revenge trading and so on and so on. And what I found out, I saw that they did really fixed amounts up between November and January to 3 Arrow Capitals. That was only 330K, so way less than 1 million. They also provided 200K straight to the 3AC wallet, so that's from the deposit wallet straight to the 3AC wallet. That's this particular transfer they did last year. Like just when they started the website, they provided them with 200K. That all doesn't look fishy, but when it starts looking interesting is from starting 13 May, because this is the week that UST start depegging heavily, this particular week in May. And what we see when we look at, where is it again, what we see is that in the week of 13 May, the Finblox team started dropping like considerable amounts and also quite random numbers, look at the numbers, to this wallet, like for 2-3 weeks, right?
Oh, wow, that's a lot more.
Yes, well, before, for many months, they never provided money to 3AC. They never did. And when they did, it was really fixed, like fixed amounts. And that was also last year. So what I make the assumption here, and what's also interesting, the last transaction happened on June 1, and that was also around the time that the first rumors came on Twitter that 3 Arrow Capital may become insolvent. So that makes me the assumption that this particular day when UST stablecoin started depegging, 3 Arrow Capital was calling in on their subsidiary Finblox and were asking for, just send us anything you have, man. Just send us anything we have because we need funding. We will never know what was exactly mentioned there, if they were being honest with each other or not. But what we've seen from that particular day, the days after, the Finblox team was providing like really random amounts. Look at this, 85 pennies, 61 pennies to the 3 Arrow Capital's team. They before only provided USDC to the kind of platform, but at a certain moment they even started dropping Singapore dollars.
Yeah.
So, and they basically quitted doing so when the rumors came that 3 Arrow Capital was in trouble. with money. So basically that's my assumption, that's the moment that Finblox team was, we already sent 3.2 million to Three Arrow Capital, and we may never get it back. Let's stop doing so. Yeah, that's basically my analysis of the Three Arrow Capital. So I say 3.1 million, but like I said before, it could be more because it's still possible, because we do know there is an FTX exchange wallet and a Binance wallet. What we also have seen, that Three Arrow Capital wallet was funded from FTX exchange. That's, for example, these transactions, and was funded from Binance wallets too. So that could be anyone's FTX or Binance accounts. Could be Finblox, could be anyone else. We won't know. That's also multiple millions. So that's still possible that has been lost too.
Wow, that is super. So actually this also helps to clear out my doubts, because when I was reading through, 4 and 6 were the one that I was a little bit confused, because I was like following the links. Your explanation helped me get through some of this, and I also start to understand like how do you get started, like from the withdrawal wallet followed by the deposit wallet.
Yes. So what we also did, of course, I did some other large transactions. I did the BTC wallet. How did I find about the Bitcoin wallet? Basically, I also put some of my own Bitcoin in Finblox. So that's the same ID, basically. I went to the transaction. I saw it's a deposit address, my own transaction. It's the same. And from that deposit address, everything was being sent to this particular address. Someone contacted me here on Reddit and said, I just did a withdrawal from Bitcoin, from Finblox, like the $500 value in Bitcoins. And he mentioned that the withdrawal was coming straight from the same wallet. So that made me believe that they only use one particular wallet for both deposit and withdrawals, considering Bitcoins, the Bitcoin. What's really interesting with Bitcoin is when I look in the analytics of the Bitcoin wallet, we see there's only 1.19 Bitcoins still in this wallet. That's not a lot, right? That is like 25K in dollar value. Yeah. But when I look at this particular website, is interesting, via wallet.com, it shows you the net change of the wallet value, and we see that the maximum amount of BTC, what was in this wallet, is 4.8 BTC, no more. So I was thinking all the time, maybe they have a platform where they put the Bitcoins, but I did a lot of analytics on the outflow of the money, and both the inflow and the outflow of the Bitcoins is like really small amounts. And there is no, when you look at the money flow of this particular wallet on the outside, that's really interesting. When you look like here, you will see that the inflow, the largest amount of, is this coming in?
Inbound 5 BTC, right?
And there is like 4.2 BTC going out. So this gives me a feeling that the Bitcoin were just idle at this wallet. I have no indication when I look in this particular wallets. Also, I did myself. The behavior of these wallets make me feel it is just end user wallets withdrawing their Bitcoin from Finblox. I don't see any connection with a big platform or anything else. And that's interesting because they were giving quite some EPA interest on Bitcoin. Yeah. But it seems it was just idle there all the time. And I actually did this morning with the Solana wallet. Someone provided me with his own Solana transaction. So I did the same with Solana this morning, and I see the same. The team actually in their post, they mentioned they are separating the funding. That's definitely they're doing. We see here the funding is going like everywhere. But they also mentioned like we are separating it with 8 sophisticated different yielding strategies. And when you're reading upon my Reddit post, it is hard to believe they did. Because we see most 5 million was with Volt, which was a straight competitor, which is a straight competitor. No, in total, actually, from different wallets, because also from USDC Treasury, from FTX, from Binance, they also send funding to their own Vault address, which is their personal Vault address. In total, it was like 10 million of funding was sent to their own address at Vault. There was quite a lot at Nexo. There was a little bit at Blockfi. And the rest of it was only at FTX Exchange and Binance. And of course, we can get interest at Binance and FTX Exchange, but that's nothing sophisticated. We as users can do ourselves too. We don't need Finblox for that. So
yeah, and the BTC wallet was kind of stagnant, right? So there was not much.
It looks idle to me. Yeah, it really looks idle. I see small transactions.
Sorry, I think they were giving around 5.75 or 5.5 APY on BTC.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really wondering. I think the team, because when we look, that's also interesting lesson to learn. When we look at where is the funding going through, it's basically going to Volt and Nexo. That's the main receivers of our funding. And these platforms really have products, right? You can borrow, you can loan, you can put collateral. They really make money themselves. They have a really money-making strategy. And at the current moment, Finblox doesn't have. It's just an app where you can deposit funding, but that's it. So, yeah, it seems like
at the moment they are intermediary, so they promise something that is interest. Like the decent rates, but they are leveraging on others to do the yield. Could be right leveraging on others to do the yield strategy, right? Based on what we are looking now.
But that also means that's what a lot of people on Telegram were sharing last week. Is if Finblox is basically just a gateway to Nexo and Volt, why not just putting our money, you and my and our viewers' funding and money straight with Nexo or Volt? Because at the current moment, what's really interesting, if you have an account at Volt or Nexo, at the current moment, there is unlimited withdrawals. It's not limited yet. They don't seem to have liquidity problems yet. So it basically means if we would have put our money straight with Nexo and Volt, we would be safe today, as of today. And now basically this intermediary Finblox did that for us, and we have to keep hoping that we get most of our money back. I believe we will get most of our money back. That's my personal belief. I think many viewers of the channel are interested in that too. But when we look at all the amounts, the millions that are going through this platform, I totally calculate it around like 25 million or something that is end user deposit. I was analyzing the withdrawal wallet, and we have seen that already $10 million was being withdrawn from the withdrawal wallet. So that means there is like 15 million or 20 million that are still like the team, the Finblox team, has to provide to the end users. But if only 3.2 million is with 3 Arrow Capital and is lost and nothing will come back from that, let's assume nothing will come back because many people around the world now want money from 3 Arrow Capital. If you assume nothing of this coming back, it would basically mean like between 10 and 30% of our deposits are lost. That's my personal belief and feeling based on this analysis.
I will also guess that most of the deposit coming into Finblox, or be it Finblox or any this kind of yield-bearing like protocol, will be stablecoin, because the stablecoin interest that they give were very attractive.
That's my assumption too. It seems when you look at the transaction values, most of it is USDC.
Yeah, USDC. Yeah.
On the Ethereum chain, there is also USDC maybe on other chains, but USDC on the Ethereum layer networks. That's where most of the funding is around.
To friends who are watching this and is interested to find out more, can actually go to the Reddit post. We'll put it into the description. And if they have any questions, they can post it either in Reddit or in the YouTube comments.
Yes, I will monitor and answer any questions. And I would say to everyone, I did not myself, but before you put money in a platform, we could have done this analysis already before. Like, because the withdrawal and the deposit wallets are the same with Finblox for already over 6 months. So what is really interesting, what I will try to do next time before I put in the money in a new platform with a small name like Finblox, it was quite a small name up to now. I will try to do such an analysis before to learn yeah, where really my funding is going through. And if I learn it's just going to a competitor, maybe I would make a different
I hope
decision.
you enjoyed the interview. So also again, thanks to Im for his wonderful sharing and in-depth analysis. So I have the link to the Reddit post down in the description. So you can, if you have any questions, you can click on it and ask on the post. Also, here are some of the key takeaways from INF analysis. Finblox was actually moving funds between competitors, example Nexo, Blockfi and Vote. So it could be a sign that Finblox was more acting as an intermediary, so they might not have any strategy of their own to earn the yield. Now, in terms of exposure to 3AC, currently estimated to be around 3.2 million. And from the analysis, since that the news of 3AC not being able to fulfill their payment, Finblox also stopped lending to them. Finally, this on-chain analysis could be really useful for future use, especially if we are considering to put money into lending protocols. We can use this technique to find out if they are actually having any special technique or they are just moving funds between competitors. Finally, I hope you learned something today. If this is helpful, please give a like and subscribe. And thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.